Next on the show, we have Steve Kodish. Welcome to the show.
Thank
From
you.
Stain in the Glass.
Yes.
Right? Okay, and you make custom items out of glass is basically what the shop does.
Yes.
Okay, and you brought some items with you today, and there's also classes, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. And we have some photographs. So how long has your shop been established?
Well, we've had it for 4 years now.
4 years.
And initially purchased it from previous owner. I had started my stained glass probably 7 or 8 years ago. And in 2003, I wound up getting laid off from my job. I was a design manager. And I had already been into stained glass. Basically, I went into the shop. He'd already cleared out quite a bit of it. And I asked him what was going on. He said he was going to sell or close it up because he couldn't find a buyer, let's put it that way. So I thought about it. I had already been out of work for quite some time. And
So you kind of fell into it.
Yeah, it was a point where I thought about it,
And you needed
went
a job,
home,
right?
Yep. Went home, asked my wife, I go, geez, could I buy a job? And so that's where we went from there. Back and forth, got funding through one of the Schenectady groups and purchased a place from them. I had it for actually more than twice the time that he had it. And we built it up from there.
So how did you get into making things out of glass? Did you say it was a hobby?
Yeah, I started as a hobbyist and took lessons and stuff like that. I was always interested as a kid in the stained glass windows like in churches and large buildings and stuff like that. So that worked out well. And, made small, craft items and stuff like that for gifts and the like. From there, I just kind of carried on.
Okay, so we're also going to talk about how to create this. How is this done? So maybe someday we can have you come on and actually do it on the show. But
there's a possibility.
We'll talk about how's it done. You have something here.
Yeah, this is simply just a lighthouse that I have here. And by simply the scoring of the glass and breaking it, you don't actually cut glass. You score it and snap it. It's a controlled break, as it were. But we cut the pieces of glass. We may need to grind them to go in smooth and shape.
So this is a special kind of glass that has to be used?
No, actually you can use it in plain glass if you want, window glass.
So if my window was broken, I could actually use pieces of my window to make something?
You could.
Really?
You could, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep, clean it up and stuff like this. We primarily use the copper foil technique, originally invented by Tiffany, and in which you use thin pieces of adhesive back copper foil, wrap the edge of the glass, put the pieces together, and then solder them all as a whole.
Are there many types of glass?
Available? Yes, there's many manufacturers. There's different types.
Different textures and...
Yes.
Okay.
Colors, of course. The two big groups, as it were, are cathedral glass, which is based on clear, and opalescent glass is based on white. So basically and I can show you here, cathedral glass you can look through.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Opalescent glass, you really can't.
Okay.
All right.
And an item like that, what would that be used for? As a decoration?
Yeah, basically window hang, sun catcher.
Okay.
Yes.
Are these good for Christmas ornaments?
Yes, we actually make smaller ones and stuff like that for ornaments, yes.
Okay.
We do.
So let's talk about a little bit more about the process of how this is made.
In actuality, yeah, what we wind up doing is I have in stock glass from different manufacturers. So we go and select a pattern, or I go and design my own patterns for the most part. And from there, take the pieces and use those like building blocks, cutting each individual piece, grinding it, smoothing it, shaping it to the way that you want it, and then going from there. The application of copper foil, a thin piece of copper foil, gets wrapped around the perimeter, burnished in place. From there, we actually put the adjoining pieces together and assemble it by using a soldering iron and solder and applying flux to the copper foil. Then we solder all the way around the perimeter.
Okay, so what are the tools? To start off, if I wanted to make this, what are the tools that I need? I need some glass.
Glass cutter,
Glass
of course. Any tools that you need for helping you break it and such like that. Specialized pliers like grocer breakers or runners and such like that. From there, you can smooth the glass using like a sandstone on it, or we actually use electric grinders, which are diamond bladed items, and they use water for cooling.
And it probably takes a skill to sculpt it, doesn't it?
Well, to go in, it takes a little bit of a knack, as it were. Using the grinder and such like that, even if you're not that accurate cutting, ultimately you wind up getting the shape that you require.
So is this an adult thing? Can kids do this?
Only for the fact is you're dealing with glass and such. Yeah, it's mostly an adult thing. I've had older children, teenagers and stuff do it well. The younger ones, well, we want to stay away from the glass and stuff like that so much.
Because it can be dangerous.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
and the color on the glass, is that the actual glass that's that color, or is that some kind of dye?
That's the actual color on there,
So
yes.
you have to get the glass in that color. So there are no dyes for glass? You don't use that?
Yes, there is. There are paints and stuff like that that you can use and such like that, and dyes, yes.
Okay, so
that is available.
Do you actually do painting? Because I see some of these are designed very well. Now, are these painted somehow?
Some of them are decorative, like the eye on the fish.
Right.
What I've done is chemically etched those and then applied some paint. Likewise, the small details, like the windows that are on the lighthouse.
Now, I see a lot
so we do a little bit of that, and we do some more decorative painting and stuff like that, too.
Okay. And there are a lot of eclectic colors in this lighthouse.
Yes.
How do you get the colors in there? That's
I mean, when it comes,
glass?
that's like the actual glass
Oh,
itself.
so they come in many different formations.
Yes,
Many different colors.
Yes, definitely a mix of whatever's going on. Like I said before, you had the cathedral glass, then you had the opalescent glass, and then you have a mix of everything in between. So you'll have the clear colors, and this is a single color cathedral, and this is a single color opalescent. But you can have a mix of those things, and everything in between is either wispy or streaky or thisy or thaty, as it were. There's a real mix of colors, like you see in the picture frames here.
Now, how do you get the glass in the frame, especially when you have two different types of glass?
In the frame like this?
As far as the outlining.
Oh, like I said, that's how we get the solder bead itself makes the framing around there.
Okay, so do you paste this together and then use the?
No, in actuality, you just go and butt the to pieces, and then it's the solder that you see here. It doesn't look like solder because what we wind up doing is cleaning it and treating it with patina, and that turns it black.
So the solder is not actually holding it together? Is that?
Yes. No, the solder is holding it together.
Yes.
Together. Yes.
Okay, so you're kind of putting these glasses together, and then you put the solder on it.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. What other things do you make?
Well, besides the picture frames and stuff like that, a lot of the work that we do are custom windows and doors and the like. We do repairs and renovation work on old pieces, old windows and stuff that get saggy and the like, and repairs are required because of whatever damage occurs. And we do a lot of cabinet doors.
Oh, really?
Yes, for, say, kitchen cabinet work and stuff like that. Either custom cabinet work or simply, say, different type of window or glass, as it were. Textured clear glass of one sort or another. And we'll install those also. So we do an awful lot of that.
And there are classes available to learn how to do this.
Yes, yes.
And there are several different types of classes that the business provides. Now, what types of classes are there?
Well, we start out, basically the bulk of it is the copper foil technique. We start out with the beginner class. For the most part, all the classes go on for 4 weeks and basically 2 hours an evening or an afternoon. So you get 8 to 9 hours basically out of them. But the beginner copper foil class, we take people with minimum amount of experience or something like that and such, and teach them how to go and cut glass properly, accurately, and stuff like that.
And that's the beginner class?
Yep.
So you have to have some kind of knowledge in order to...
No,
do
not
the
really.
beginner
No,
class?
no.
No.
Just, need to know or want to know. Let's put it that way, or try it. Most people getting into it either want to do it as a hobby or they have a window in their home they'd like to do or something of that sort. They always have a goal out there to learn the technique associated with it.